for their offers. I'll never forget, it was snowing that day.
Of course it was.
Went out to their house about 8 o'clock at night, went through all the offers. We selected the best because we had escalation clauses. So we were able to secure above list price for their current home. But you know, as you're in a simultaneous sale and you're making sure that their current home can sell prior to their new home being built, so that they don't have to maintain a mortgage on their new home because they're using those proceeds from their current home for their new purchase of their new home.
Yeah.
And
yeah, that's a lot of stress.
It's a lot of moving parts because you have all the contingencies on their current home now. So now you're going through home inspection. They live in the rural area, so they were on well and septic. And then you also have appraisal. So we were very fortunate to navigate all of those items successfully. And then what we did is we saved a week for ourselves. And so we were able to settle a week ahead of their current home's settlement date so that they got a rent back for free for 1 week.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so even though they settled early on their current home, they were able to stay in their current home for a week until we settled on their new home. So their funds were available. They didn't have to move twice. They didn't have to move to a hotel. They didn't have to, do anything double. So we were able to move them out of their current home and then into their new home. And
what an adventure.
Oh yeah, it was a lot of moving parts. And the biggest thing I think, that I think people should, unfortunately here in Virginia, they don't do assignment of funds. Some builders will not accept assignment of funds. So if you're trying to timeline this out, same day closing, it's not going to happen.
And that's the reality of it all, right?
Yes. So if you're going to try to do this, at least give yourself 48 hours after the deed is recorded is the deadline for the seller to have proceeds from their sale.
And see, that's what makes you such a good realtor is knowing all these things, because as a homeowner, we don't know.
Yeah, it's so many parts to this, and I think that people don't realize that there's a lot going on behind the scenes that we're trying to make happen for their homeowners and our seniors who probably haven't sold a house for 30 or 40 years.
Right, because they had been in that house for decades and decades.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And things change.
Yeah.
30 years ago, things were different.
Yes, there was, no disclosures probably back then. And, there's tons of paperwork we have to sign. And then, obviously, things happen. When you're building a new home, our delivery is going to happen on time.
Right, based on the weather and whether they can get in there or not.
Yeah, and supplies.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I mean, one of the really nice advantages, though, of working with a new build is typically most builders will do everything from the home inspection.
Oh.
So sometimes buyers will not do a home inspection, even if it's a new build. But I always recommend a home inspector to inspect the home, even if it's a new build.
Yeah, because why wouldn't you?
Yeah, why exactly?
I mean, just because it's new doesn't mean there's not things that need to be looked at.
Right.
Yeah.
So there were 38 items that came up on our list. And what's nice about most builders, they tend to not even negotiate it. What they'll do is accept it and fix everything that's on the list.
Right then.
Yeah, they'll fix it before the settlement date. Oh. So for us, 38 things. They were getting a new refrigerator door the day of settlement. And then the other big thing was they were getting new sod the day of the settlement because the sod wasn't secure. So there were plenty of things that came up during the home inspection report. And so we were able to get those taken care of too.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
And I know they're happy
Yes.
because I've talked to them and everything. Even I don't think any real estate transaction that goes without any glitches in it.
Yes.
There's always something. There's always something. I don't think there's a way to avoid it.
I always just tell people there's always a bump in the road.
That's what it is. It's just a bump.
It's just a bump, and how we handle it and how we get through it.
That's the key.
Yeah.
That's the key. And
But
having a knowledgeable realtor who knows how to navigate those things.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. But I know they're so happy now.
Yes, I actually, did hear from them as well. And they are very happy that they made the transition. It was well worth the wait, they said. And, they have completely downsized, but they're very happy with the final outcome. So
that's awesome.
So it just, I know it warms my heart. I know it warms yours too. That just knowing that we helped another family downsize and make a move like this, it really does make you feel good about what you do.
And that's why we do what we do.
Yep. Stay tuned for some more downsizing stories.